welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're stepping right into the ring for a true heavyweight bout in the world of PC gaming. We're talking NVIDIA's shiny new RTX 5080 going head-to-head with AMD's powerhouse, the RX 7900 XTX.
So, let's say you're planning a new high-end PC. You're staring down one of the biggest decisions any builder can make, right? Which graphics card is going to be the heart of your rig, pushing all those glorious 4K pixels for years to come? It's a huge choice, so let's break it all down. On one side, you've got the latest and greatest from Team Green, and on the other, a monster from Team Red that, let me tell you, still packs a world-class punch. But this isn't just about which card is faster. Nope, this is a clash of philosophies. Let's meet our competitors. The RTX 5080, well, it's the feature-forward card. It's betting its crown on all that next-gen tech like ray tracing and AI upscaling. And in the other corner, you have the RX 7900 XTX. This is the VRAM and raster muscle card, built around just raw rendering horsepower and a truly massive amount of memory. Okay, let's dive into round one. This is all about what every gamer craves, pure, unadulterated frames per second. You know, when the settings are cranked to the max, how do these two behemoths actually perform? So let's start with rasterization. You can just think of this as traditional gaming, without all the fancy ray-traced lighting. And what's wild is that here in games like Cyberpunk and Starfield, the RX 7900 XTX puts up an incredible fight. It often matches or even pulls slightly ahead. That's that raster muscle we were just talking about.
But the moment you flip that ray tracing switch on, oh boy, the story changes dramatically. I mean, just look at this. In a graphically punishing game like Cyberpunk with RT cranked way up, the RTX 5080 just pulls away, creating a massive performance gap. NVIDIA's architecture is, simply put, dominant here.
Now, what's really cool about this slide is you can see the raw numbers that tell that story. Check it out. In Cyberpunk without ray tracing, the 7900 XTX is actually ahead. Turn it on and boom, the 5080 leads by over 30 frames. And in those fast-paced shooters like Warzone, the performance is almost identical, which just proves both of these cards are absolute monsters. Okay, so let's move on because modern gaming is about so much more than just raw horsepower. It's about the special moves, the unique technologies each card uses to boost frames and sharpen the image. So, NVIDIA's ace in the hole is DLSS4. This is basically AI magic. It renders games at a lower resolution and then intelligently upscales the image, and it can even generate entirely new frames out of thin air. It's the secret sauce that makes high frame rate 4K ray tracing even possible. Now, AMD's answer to that is FSR, or Fidelity FX Super Resolution. It pretty much accomplishes the same goal, but its huge advantage is that it's open source. And that means it works on almost any modern graphics card, not just AMD's, which is a massive win for the entire gaming community. And that brings us to AMD's other huge advantage, 24 gigabytes. That's the massive amount of VRAM packed into the RX 7900 XTX. For some perspective, the brand new RTX 5080 ships with 16 gigabytes. That 24 gigabyte buffer is an absolute dream for anyone who loves installing 4K texture packs or heavily modding their games. It's also a serious dose of future-proofing. But is it essential for everyone? For most gaming scenarios right now, 16 gigs is still plenty. So here's the crucial point. Performance is only half the story. A graphics card has to actually fit in your case, work with your power supply, and, make sense for your wallet. Let's get into the practical side of things. This slide lays out the vital stats. You can see that VRAM difference we just talked about. Power draw is pretty similar, which means you'll want a quality 850-watt power supply for either of them. But here's the bit of advice every builder needs to hear. Always, and I mean always, double-check the card's length against your case specs. Trust me, there is no worse feeling than a new GPU that won't fit. This brings us to the whole question of value, and it's not just about the price tag. The RTX 5080 wins on features per dollar. If you want the absolute best ray tracing and AI tech, it totally delivers. But the RX 7900 XTX often wins on raster horsepower per dollar, especially if you find it on sale. It just delivers incredible traditional gaming performance for the money. All right, we've looked at frames, we've looked at features, and we've covered the practical fit. For the final round, let's put it all together. It's time to figure out which of these titans is the right champion for your next build. So ask yourself this first. Do you play those big single-player games just to be blown away by cinematic visuals? Are you the kind of person who cranks every single setting to max just to see those stunning, realistic lighting effects?
If you just answered yes to that, then your match is the RTX 5080. Simple as that. Its lead in ray tracing, supercharged by DLSS 4, means you get those beautiful visuals without having to sacrifice a smooth frame rate. It is the no compromises choice for visual fidelity.
But hey, maybe you're a different type of gamer. Are you someone who spends hours downloading 4K texture packs just to make your favorite games look even better? Do you want to build a machine that's ready for anything games might throw at it, say 5 years from now?
If that sounds more like you, then your champion is the RX 7900 XTX. That colossal 24GB VRAM buffer is your best friend. It gives you all the headroom to load up on any high-res assets you want without a single stutter. It's truly the future-proofer's dream card.
Ultimately, it all comes back to this. The choice really reflects two different priorities. Are you betting on the future of AI-driven features, or are you investing in that raw power and memory headroom that's going to last for years? Neither one is wrong. They're just different paths to an amazing 4K future.
Of course, a huge part of this decision is the price, and that is always changing. So if you want to see the latest street prices and dive even deeper into all the benchmarks we talked about today, the source for this whole explainer, bestgpusforgaming.com, has the full up-to-the-minute breakdown for you.
So there you have it. A feature-forward Titan banking on the power of AI, or a VRAM and raster muscle machine built on a foundation of raw power. The choice now rests with you. Which philosophy are you betting on for the future of gaming?